guys, I hope you're all doing amazingly well. And today I'm going to speak about something very close to my heart, which is my priority, is my career, and how I failed terribly in the last 1 year. And I'm going to share my experience of Amazon interview and how intense it was, and what the result was. And how it was conveyed. So everything you need to know is here, and this is purely my experience. It might be different for someone who gave interview with the same company, but yeah. But before that, I just want to give a short introduction. I have notes, so that's why I'm looking down in case you're wondering. So before I get into the video, I just want to give a short introduction of what I do right now and why you should listen to me, basically. So I have overall of 10 years experience working for within e-commerce industries. I work for Amazon, TikTok, and right now I work for a toy company. And yeah, so my expertise is in quality assurance and program management. Even though I have only around 5 years of experience doing program management, that's something that I'm very passionate about, and I think the change of every company, program management is really different, and I just try to learn every time I'm in a new company or a new team. Having said all of that, right now I'm a global quality program manager who works on creating different programs in terms of quality and making sure everything is perfect. So yeah, so back to the story. 1 year back, I was looking out for some roles because I wanted a change, and I was applying for some of the companies that I really look up to, and one of them is Amazon. I come from Amazon, so I wanted to go back to Amazon because it is a great company to work for. They are very employee centric, at least when I was there, and I had a great career growth there. So I was like, okay, let me just try going back, and that's the reason why I was applying at Amazon. But I did apply for many other roles, like in Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and every other big companies. So yeah, that's the reason why I was applying for job. But the problem was I was not applying to anything that was very relevant to my role, because I was very in a desperate mode. I was just trying to get off and do anything that makes sense. So I was not just applying for quality program manager roles, but I was applying for very different roles into program management itself. So I did get an interview call from Amazon for their sustainability program manager role. I think it's not even a program manager role, it was something related to sustainability. Honestly, nothing related to what I do right now, and I had to find some connections and transferable skills to sell myself there. I wasn't even sure if I will be selected unless they want someone. Yeah, I wasn't sure I would be selected, but anyways, the first so this is how the whole process went for me. First, I applied for it and I didn't get a response, and then there is an email triggered to me saying that, oh, congratulations, we want to talk to you and all of that, right? And then I have like a 15 minutes call set up with the HR, and I go into the call, I speak to the HR, very basic questions: why you want to apply, who, just tell me more about yourself, and yeah, pretty much that's all. And then they are like, okay, we will let you know, and they go back, and the same day or the next day they reply saying that the hiring manager wants to meet you, and they set up a call with the hiring manager, and they give you like I think a good amount of time, around 1.5 to 2 weeks, and they send you all the material. So if you have worked for Amazon, or if you have given interview for Amazon, they breathe in and breathe out the leadership principles. So every question is going to be related to all those leadership principles. So they do send out the material for it. Like there is Amazon, it's available on Amazon website, so they do send you the details about. You can read through what the leadership principles are if you're not aware about, and every leadership principle has like few questions that the HR or the interviewer is basically going to ask. And before the hiring manager, okay, so yeah, basically I had a prep call before that, and the HR did do like a prep call with me, and she mentioned that I am not supposed to repeat the projects that I'm talking about in any of the interview. Oh, okay, sorry, I think, okay, so firstly I had the hiring manager call for 1 hour, the interview for 1 hour. She did ask me four different questions from four different leadership principles, and I did try answer all of them. For example, were there any project where you missed your deadline, or something of that sort? You can find those questions. I'm not going to tell you all the questions, like I don't even remember, but those questions can be available. Those questions are available online. You can search, and there are so many videos on Amazon interview questions. So basically all the situational questions that they are going to ask. And they did treat me very well because I am an ex-Amazonian. So they were like, oh my god, we are so happy that you are back, and they were very, very welcoming, to be honest. And then I passed the hiring round, and then I go into the loop interview. So this is the most intense one. Even though I'm an ex-Amazonian, I have never been in a loop interview before, and this was a bit too intense for me, honestly. And there were like 5 interviews. You can select either have all 5 in one day or have all 5 in 2 days. I wanted to split it between 2 days because I know it is going to be super intense and I can't get all of them done in one day. But if you are someone who can just go straight into it, then I think one day would also make a lot of sense, because after the first day I was so anxious and I just couldn't get enough sleep that night, and then I had 2 more the next day. It was so intense. Okay, so I had 5 interviews. The interviewers were friendly. Some of them were friendly, some of them were super, super, super intense. And I think it also makes sense. And you will also have a bar raiser. So if you're not an Amazonian, then in any loop interview there will be a bar raiser who are like basically certified to take interviews. So they know, they do have like some kind of intensity when they ask questions. And I think they are also, I don't know like this, but they are also one of the important decision makers in the whole process. So yeah. And all I did is I wrote down all my projects before they, like, this is how I prepped for the interview. So I wrote down all the projects that I've done, and it is impossible to get like everything that you have done in the last 10 years into one single document, right? But I did try, and had like at least 15 examples that I can give. So okay, before the loop interview, after my hiring manager interview, I had a prep call before the loop interview for 15 minutes, and the HR told me very strictly that you cannot repeat your questions, like repeat your answers, sorry, I don't know what is happening. So you cannot repeat your project. So for example, in the first loop interview, if someone asks me for a project or a question and I'm giving them a big project that I have done, I can't repeat that again, unless absolutely necessary and I don't have any other example. That's when I do it, but otherwise I don't repeat. And second that they mentioned is giving data pointers in every example that you give. That's going to play an important role, so make sure you're giving like data pointers. Yeah, this was my prep call, and then I prepared, like I wrote down all the examples of 15 examples at least, the projects that I've done, and I went into the interview. And after first interview I was like, oh my god, I'm running out of examples now. Like I was trying to have like a paper and have all the projects there. After every interview I was just crossing each one of them, so I know in my mind that I'm not supposed to repeat it, basically, if that makes sense. But it's super, 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 super intense. And a couple of them were really friendly and they were really interested, but it was definitely intense. And I don't know if this is a trick, but when you're stating the data for any example, they ask you to repeat it by end of the example or in between. So I think that is their way of checking authenticity. I don't know, like, I just found it so weird because they were writing everything, and then I told them that this is 86% of success, and then after 5 minutes they asked me, oh, what number did you give? And then if you actually did the project, you will remember the numbers by, you know, and if you didn't, then you wouldn't. You just make up the numbers, and they will be able to find it out. So I think that's what they were trying to check. But anyway, this is about sustainability, something that I've never ever worked, and I was super nervous, and it didn't go well. And after the loop interview, I was just glad that I made it till the loop interview. So after that, and this was also a temporary role for 1 year, so I was kind of like, I would have taken it, to be honest, because I love Amazon, but I don't know, like, it just didn't work out. And after like a week or so, I got an email that the HR want to have a call with me, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know if this is a good news or a bad news, but why would someone give you a bad news on the call? And I went and on Reddit, and I started posting questions, and I've seen people get a call and getting rejected, and I thought it's so weird. Like, imagine the HR is like having a call and then telling you that you are rejected. Like, that's so difficult, and I really did not like that. So I got rejected basically, but they were nice. But you telling me on the call that you are rejected is so first, and you're scheduling the call after 2 weeks of sending that email. Like, do you know, like, people do get anxious? So I was so anxious to know, just tell me if I fail, that's okay, but scheduling a call 2 weeks and then telling me that you got rejected is so bad. But yeah, this is what happened, and I learned something. It was immense pressure. 1 month, I spent the whole 1 month giving this interview, and it was super stressful. Like, I have gone through so much stress during that time, but I did learn a lot from that. Like, knowing your basics is really important. Because of the pressure, there was some basics that I couldn't answer, and after that I was like, oh my god, I need to know my basics like very strongly. Now I know my basics, and also speaking with so many people, I kind of like became more confident. But yeah, it was not the role that I have been doing, but still Amazon called me, so I take it as a win, and I got into a better place. Not a better place, I got into the best place, so it's a win-win. So I hope you like this video. If you are preparing for any interview, then all the best. If you are applying for any interview, then I hope you get the job that you absolutely love and you can thrive on. And if you like videos like this, then please do let me know in the comments, and I would love to make more, because last 3 years I have been interviewing back to back. I can talk about interviews, how to prepare resumes, probations, everything, like literally everything. So if you're interested, do let me know in the comments. Until then, bye.